Thank you guys so much for your support and love. I love you all so very much. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you're notified whenever I post a new video. My name is Silem. Today I'm here with another exciting tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how to make a shirt jumpsuit. So this shirt jumpsuit is also palazzo. If you haven't seen my previous video where I show you how to cut the palazzo trouser for the jumpsuit, then do check it out. The link is going to be up here. This is a part 2 of that video where I show you how to cut the top part of the jumpsuit, which is a shirt. I'm going to show you how to cut the shirt, how to sew it, and how to attach it to the trouser parts of your jumpsuit. So if you want to see how I do this, then please keep watching. Don't forget to watch to the very end so you can see the final result. So the first thing I'm doing is folding my fabric, and now I'm just drawing that zero line. And now from that point, the zero line I marked is actually the shoulder slant, and from that point I'm simply drawing or marking her bust point and under bust measurement. So our bust point is 13 inches, her under bust is 16 inches, while the length of the shirt is simply where the half length is, simply because I'm going to attach it to a trouser to make it a jumpsuit. So I'm just extending those lines. And having done that, what I'm doing next is I'm simply cutting off that part of the shirt. Now what I did was I took the bust part and I tried to make sure that I had measured the bust part divided by 4 inches and then added some allowance before I cut out that part. Now I'm taking a wider fabric and placing the first one I cut on top of this one. Now the first one I cut is going to be the back, while this one I'm marking on now is going to serve as the front part. Now I'm just tracing that slanted line, that's shoulder slant line. That's what I'm tracing now. Just making sure that I get that same line. However, it's not going to be, they are both not on the same line, although they have the same slant. You can see that the one underneath is more or higher than the one on top, and I'll explain why in a minute or two. Now I'm taking the bigger fabric and then placing it on top the smaller one. I'm not placing them at the same part. I'm just trying to make sure that I have a little bit of space at that shoulder slant so that I can fold it and iron it. Now if you notice, when you look at the shirt, you can see a bit of the back from the front, and that's what that is. Now I'm marking 2.5 inches from where the fold of the back one starts, and then the width of the neck will be 2.5 inches as well. So the depth is 2.5 inches and the width is also 2.5 inches. So I'm just tracing that curve. Now I'm opening it up, that fold up, and then I'm going to start my cutting from that fold. What this does is it makes your collar and your shirt neck, all of it is in front, so it has a better fitting compared to when you just fold them equally and then you cut your neck. Because it's a shirt, the neck is not cut the same way you cut a regular top. So having done that, I'm just marking those same lines that I marked, which is the bust point line and the under bust line. I'm marking them on this one on top because I had changed the position of the fabric the first time. So what I'm doing now is I'm just tracing those lines again like I did before. Now you can see that I'm trying to mark that the point where the one below actually sits. Now I'm marking the 8 inches. I'm marking her shoulder measurement, which I divided by 2. Her shoulder measurement is 16 inches. I divided by that by 2 and I got 8 inches. Now from the shoulder line, I'm marking her armhole line, which is 8 inches. Now I'm taking her bust measurement, which is 41 inches, and dividing it by 4 inches. I'm placing that there. I didn't start measuring it from the start of where you have that allowance. I'm going to call that the button allowance. I didn't start the measurement. I started the measurement from where I actually have where the back of the shirt starts. And now I'm taking her waist measurement, which is 36 inches, dividing it by 4, marking that, and adding 2 inches allowance to that. And now I'm just tracing that line in a curved way. I don't have to mark her waist because it's a jumpsuit, and the shirt part of the jumpsuit doesn't go way down to where her waist is. So I'm just trimming out the armhole and trimming out the rest of the shape that I just marked. And I'm also cutting out that part so that everything is equal. And I'm trimming out that allowance, a little bit of it, not much of it. So as you can see, the one on top is the front. It has the allowance, which is where the buttons are going to be. Now measuring the armhole, what I have is 9 inches before sewing and everything. So now I'm going to cut the sleeve, bearing that 9 inches armhole in mind while I cut. Now the sleeve of a shirt doesn't actually curve as much as the sleeve of a regular blouse. Now I'm taking her round sleeve measurement, which is 15 inches. Her round sleeve is 15 inches, so I took that, divided it by 2, and marked it there. And I'm just following that curve, and I added just 1 inch allowance to her round sleeve measurement. Now for the collar, I'm taking 1.5 inches for the lower one and 3 inches for the wider one, and I'm just tracing that curve. So that's the shape of the collar basically. And then the width of this, the length of the collar rather, the one below that I just cut out, is it matches the circumference of her neck. So her neck is 16 inches and that is 16 inches. I actually marked 17 inches just because of sewing allowance. And now moving on to the actual sewing, the first thing I did was fold that allowance that you saw me trim that time. I weaved it, so I just folded it, ironed it, and now I'm sewing that down. And that's what we have. I'm going to do the same for the other side. Now this is the back. I'm taking one of the front parts where I just sewed the button allowance. I'm joining one of the fronts with the back at the shoulder. So I'm joining one part of the front with the back at the shoulder, right sides facing. And I'm doing the same thing now for the other one, joining the other side with the back at the shoulder. Having done that, I'm taking my sleeve that I cut, I'm getting the midpoint, and I'm just going to notch that midpoint so that's easier for me to insert it in the shirt. And I'm also taking the midpoint of the shirt, that shoulder point, and also notching that as well. Now I'm making sure that both notches align, and then I'm placing the sleeve with the shirt at the shoulder, right sides facing. I'm just going to sew that down. So just sew the sleeve to the shirt, just follow the lines and do that straight away. It's about ½ inch allowance that I'm leaving. Now having done that, I'm just taking the sleeve and then hemming the sleeve. I weaved the sleeve, so I just folded it once, and now I'm sewing that down. As you can see, I've also woven the shoulder allowance and the allowance that I had when I sewed the shirt to the sleeve. Now this is what we have when we've done that. And now I'm going to take, starting from the sleeve there, I'm going to just sew according to her measurements. So I had left 2 inches allowance, so I'm just sewing 1 inch allowance out of that. So since it's a shirt, it's not supposed to be too tight on her. So what I did was I just sewed it, leaving only 1 inch allowance. And now moving on to the collar, I'm just sewing both pieces of the collar, right sides facing, and I'm going to do that for both pieces. Now you're supposed to cut this in doubles, like make it double, so 2 pieces of each. So when you've done that, you've sewn both of them right sides facing. What I'm doing now is I'm taking them, placing them right sides facing, and then I'm pinning them so that it's easier for me to cut, easier for me to sew rather. And now I'm just following along that line and just sewing it along that line, along the outline. All the way to the end. And now I'm turning it out and I'm going to give it a good ironing. But before I do that, I'm going to sew on top of it just so that everything stays smoothly. So I'm just placing it now and then sewing it on top. All the way to the end. And having done that, I just went ahead to iron it so it's nice and smooth. Now taking that collar, I'm going to attach it now to my shirt. By this time, the neck of the collar is about 15 inches, which is the width of the collar is about, or the length of the collar rather, is about 15 inches, and that should match the your neck measurement. So the measurement you have when you've joined your shoulder and everything, so it's supposed to match. So now I'm taking one part of the collar. I'm not sewing both of them together. I'm taking one part of it and I'm sewing it down on the shirt. Making sure that I get that all the way. As you can see, one part is still unsewn, but the other part is sewn on the shirt. It's important so that there'll be no trace of there'll be no trace of any like allowance or anything. Everything's going to be inside. Now I'm taking the other parts of the collar that I didn't sew before, and I'm just folding that, like hemming it a bit while I sew, like folding it and making sure that it's nice and neat, and then I'm sewing on top of that. While doing this, I'm trying to make sure that it covers the first the thread of the first sewing I did. Just making sure that it actually covers it, and I'm sewing that all the way to the end. Having done that, what you would see is I've put in the buttons and everything, and that's what my collar looks like. Okay, it's very simple, very easy. Now to attach the trouser to the jumpsuit, if you haven't seen the video on how I made this trouser, then do check my previous upload. So what I'm doing now is I'm attaching the zip to the trouser. This is not a detailed video on how I insert a zipper, but if you want to see a detailed video on how to insert a zipper, then definitely let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll plan to upload a video, a detailed video on how to upload a zipper. On how to install a zipper. So I'm just installing the zipper now. From the waist to where the zipper ends, I took about 8 inches. The fabric is stretchy, so she'll be able to put it on with that. And so I'm just inserting that zip there. It's an invisible zipper as well, so I'm just gonna unzip it just a little bit, enough for me to cut out the excess zipper, and then I'm just taking that and then I'm sewing it on top. I'm not folding the zipper or trying to hide it, because it would hide when I put in the shirt and when I weave it out. So what I did was I just sewed the zipper directly on top of the fabric, and then I'm cutting out that excess now. So that sewing wouldn't allow the zipper to, get the zipper head to get out of the zip, So now I'm taking the top part of the jumpsuit, which is the shirt part we just concluded, and I'm sewing it on the waist, or joining it to the waist of the trouser, and that will make it a jumpsuit. So I'm just trying to make sure that all the side seams, I'm trying to make sure that the side seams align. So that is important. The side seams have to align when you're joining this, but other than that, it's smooth sailing, very straightforward to do. And as you can see, I've done that. When I zip it up, you can see that our shirt is ready to go. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.